In the deepest place of the world, where sunlight has never reached, where time no longer flows and life is forgotten, there lies a realm called the Underworld, the land of the dead, or Hades, named after the god who rules it. This is not a place for the faint of heart. It is where every soul must pass, whether king or beggar, once death knocks at the door, and at the gate that leads to the realm of death. A creature stands guard, 3 enormous heads, each roaring like thunder. From the bowels of the earth, eyes glowing red like the fires of hell, fangs sharp as blades, and breath that steams like wind from a volcano's mouth. That is Cerberus, the hellhound of Hades, the keeper of the gate with no return. Cerberus is no ordinary dog. He was not born of love, but of primordial chaos. From a bloodline steeped in pure destruction, his father is Typhon, the greatest monster to ever exist, with hundreds of dragon heads and a roar that shook the heavens. His mother is Echidna, creature half woman, half snake, known as the mother of all monsters. From this terrifying pair came forth creatures that even the gods feared: Chimera with a lion's head, goat's body, and serpent's tail; Hydro, the many-headed serpent that regrows twice for every head cut; Orthrus, the 2-headed dog guarding the cattle of Geryon; and Cerberus, the 3-headed beast that stands sentry at the gates of the underworld. From birth, Cerberus was different. He did not frolic like other pups, nor did he need to learn how to hunt. He roared, and the ground split. He clawed at stone, and caves formed. When Hades, god of the dead, laid eyes on this creature, he knew instantly this was the gatekeeper he needed. Cerberus, the 3-headed hound of the underworld, is terrifying, not only because of his monstrous form, but because of the deep symbolic essence carved into every part of his being. Each of his heads is not simply a tool of destruction, but an embodiment of the 3 dimensions of time: past, present, and future, the 3 eternal currents of fate from which no soul can escape. This is the oldest head, the most ancient one, and often the quietest. Its eyes burn with the color of ashes, dim, but forever lit with the fire of restless souls. It sees through those who approach not by their steps, but by the memories they carry. Scenes unatoned, regrets unspoken, promises broken, and grudges unresolved. All are laid bare beneath its stare. It doesn't bite, at least, not right away, but it can make a soul tremble, collapse, or even go mad with just a glance. Once its eyes meet those of the dead, the past is exposed with merciless clarity. Everything people try to forget, deny, or deceive themselves about is ignited again, like a fire roaring through the night. This is the strongest and most vigilant of the 3, always facing forward with eyes wide open like a black moon in the sky of death. It is the true gatekeeper, the one who allows no soul to cross the threshold between worlds without judgment. Whenever a soul nears the gates of the underworld, this head lets out a roar, a sound that cracks the earth and sends shivers through the river Styx. It does not care if you are a king or a beggar, a saint or a killer. One question alone matters: are you dead? If not, you shall not pass. If so, you must accept your fate and walk silently into the darkness. Those who defy that command will meet this head first, with jaws gleaming like swords, ready to tear flesh from bone. The 3rd head, prophecy of the future. This is the most terrifying head, not because it is the most violent, but because it never needs to move. It rarely turns, for it already knows. Its eyes do not blaze red like the others, but shimmer cold silver, like ice beneath the moon. A gaze as chilling as a curse. It peers far into the distance, not to see, but because it already knows who will come. Some say this head whispers into the dreams of the living, sowing fear, omens, and nameless dread. When a mortal dreams of a silent hound with 3 heads watching from the shadows, perhaps it is this 3rd head already watching, already waiting, because it knows death is near. It does not attack. It does not need to. Because once its eyes find your soul, your fate is sealed. Not all danger lies in the heads. Cerberus's tail is a giant serpent, not for show, but as his 4th weapon. This snake has a mind of its own, like a separate living being, but one entirely devoted to its host. It often coils around Cerberus like a quiet warning, but if anyone dares to sneak past, it strikes fast, its fangs sinking into flesh, injecting venom that kills within seconds. Some legends even say that dozens of smaller snakeheads sprout from Cerberus's back, not to bite, but to whisper. These whispers are not for the living, they are for souls. They do not kill right away. They seduce, lure, call out old names, awaken old grief, love, or hatred. Each whisper falls like water onto stone, slowly eroding identity until the soul forgets who they were. Souls who listen too long to these whispers often become lost in the underworld, forever adrift, never to reincarnate. Cerberus never sleeps. Whether he stands still or lets out earth-shaking howls, he is always awake. For thousands of years he has stood at the cold black gates of the underworld, unmoved, unchanged, unyielding. He needs no food, no companions, no affection. His only need is to guard. Because if Cerberus were ever to vanish, if the gates of the underworld were left unguarded, life and death would bleed into each other. Lost souls would spill into the land of the living, and the world would crumble. And so, despite his terror, Cerberus is necessary. He is the final balance. He is the eternal nightmare, but also the keeper of the universe's final truth. No one escapes death. Cerberus is invincible but not invulnerable. Only those with great wit or a heart full of truth have ever managed to pass the three-headed beast. Psyche, mortal girl whose beauty made the goddess Venus Aphrodite jealous, was tasked with a trial, to descend into the underworld and retrieve a box of beauty from Persephone, queen of the dead. Psyche brought no weapons, only a loaf of bread laced with sleeping potion. When Cerberus roared and all three heads lunged at her, she gently tossed the loaf to the ground. One head sniffed, one devoured, and the last growled before falling into slumber. At that moment, Psyche walked past without a fight, without a drop of blood. Orpheus, the greatest musician of his time, whose melodies could halt rivers and bend trees, ventured into the underworld to reclaim his beloved Eurydice, who had died from a snakebite. Before Cerberus, Orpheus showed no fear. He played his lyra song so sorrowful that even the fires of hell seemed to pause. Cerberus, who had never known emotion, bowed his heads to the ground, red eyes glistening with something almost like grief. In that fleeting moment, even he remembered what it felt like to lose. Orpheus passed not with might, but with music. But none faced Cerberus with such bravery and ferocity as Heracles, Hercules, the greatest hero of Greek legend, for his 12th and final labor. He was ordered to bring Cerberus to the surface alive. He was forbidden from using weapons, forbidden from killing. Only his strength would suffice. Heracles descended into the underworld bare-handed. Cerberus lunged through, heads roaring, stones flying, snake tail striking like lightning. The battle lasted hours, perhaps days. Heracles was clawed, bleeding, torn, but he did not yield. With a mighty grip, he wrestled the beast to the ground, subduing it with chains forged from souls. When pulled into the daylight, Cerberus screamed in agony. Ever before had he seen the sun. He vomited black venom, and where his feet touched, blood-red carnivorous plants began to grow. But Heracles did not kill. When the labor was complete, he returned Cerberus to Hades, allowing the fearsome beast to resume its eternal duty, guarding the final threshold of existence. An eternal symbol, Cerberus is not just a creature of myth. He is the embodiment of what humankind fears most: death, the point of no return, the ultimate boundary of life. He is the unspoken law of the universe. Discipline, justice, order, brutal, yet unchanging. He is the growl in our nightmares, the distant echo that haunts us when we ponder mortality. He is not evil, he is just. He is not cunning, he is loyal. Cerberus never betrayed Hades, never tempted by gold or power. He has one task, and he guards it like a divine purpose. From ancient Greece to modern tales, from books to cinema, Cerberus lives on. He is the threshold's sentinel, the roar in your dream, the final warning. Once you cross this line, there is no return. And if one day you wander through a dream, past dark woods, across a lifeless plain, and find before you a towering gate of stone, ... if you hear a growl echo from three directions like thunder striking your soul, ... do not think it's your imagination. Perhaps you've come too close to the edge, and Cerberus is watching you. 3 heads, 3 gazes. 1. Fate,